Hello and welcome back. We're starting with IGCSE paper 1H, January 2019. So we're going to start with question number 1, which is a factorizing question. 4p plus 6pq. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the highest common factor of both the terms. So in terms of number, the highest common factor is 2. In terms of letter, it's p. So I can take 2p out of the brackets, which will leave us with 2 plus 3q. Second question, expanding and simplifying. So you take e times e squared. E times minus 5 is minus 5e. 3 times e is 3e. And 3 times minus 5 is minus 15. So when you simplify this middle part, you will get e squared minus 2e minus 15. In this question, y, you can write a denominator of 1 under the y, and then you write 2y plus 1 over 5. Then you do cross multiplication. So you get 5y is equal to 2y plus 1. Subtract 2y from both sides. So 3y is equal to 1. Divide both sides by 3. And you get y is 1 over 3. Alright, so now we're going to move on to question number 2, transformation. So first question is saying, describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. Now you can use tracing paper for this. We'll try doing it without tracing paper here. First thing, it's a simple case of rotation because the shape has turned, right? So we're going to write rotation. And it's 90 degrees. Clockwise. So it's 90-degree clockwise. So next thing we need to look for is how to find out the center of rotation. Okay, so the third part is to find out the center of rotation. Now, in this case, what we'll do is you can put tracing paper and like test different points. So usually if I draw a dotted line like this, you can see this point has moved down 2 units. So I'm trying to find out the center of rotation will be somewhere along this line. So we'll take 2 units across, and then somewhere around this line the center of rotation is going to be. So how many units is this point away from the from this vertical line? 4 units. So I will go 2 units across and 4 units down, and that will be your center of rotation. So we'll write center -2 and 3. I'm going to explain this part once again. Okay, so what I'm saying is that this point here has moved here due to the rotation. So I'm going to draw a dotted line trying to identify the center of rotation. So the center of rotation will be along this line, right? Now, how many, this point here has moved down 2 units below this dotted line. So if I move 2 units away from the point here, your center of rotation will be somewhere along this line, the vertical line here. So we see that, okay, it's we're trying to find out the distance between this point and the dotted line, which is 4 units. So now we can say that it's gone 2 units here, the center of rotation, 2 units across and 4 units down. So the center of rotation is going to be here. You can test. If you rotate it, it's going to go right. So the rotation is 90 degree clockwise and center -2 and 3. Okay, on the grid, translate triangle A by the vector 2 and -5. I'm going to erase the previous annotations and sorry, just going to erase what I've written before, because I need to show on the same grid the new part of the question. So triangle A, I need to do it by vector 2 and -5. So this means 2 units to the right and -5 is 5 units down. Okay, so I'm going to take this triangle. So I go 2 units, 1, 2. So this point will come here. Then I go 5 units down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this point has come here. So I'm going to draw the triangle. And that's going to be my new triangle, which I'm going to label it triangle C. And that's your transformation question done for the first part of question 2. We'll move on to the next question, which is also another transformation question. On the grid, enlarge triangle D with a scale factor of half and center -4 and 2. -4 and 2, the center is already given to you. We need to enlarge the triangle. So first thing we do is we're going to draw projection lines, starting from the center to each point on the triangle, and we're going to extend our lines. Okay, so my next task is going to be identifying the new points. It's a scale factor of half. That means we measure the distance from the center to this vertex of the triangle and half it. So you can see it has gone, like you measure it with a ruler, and this is the point what you need to where your center of where the vertex of the new triangle going to be. Now after that, you can either find out half the middle point of these lines, or you can do it in slightly easier way. You know, this triangle is 2 units vertically, so horizontally across. It went 2 units across. So if the scale factor is half, instead of going 2 units, you can go 1 unit. I'm just going to change the color. So from this point, I'll go 1 unit across. Then it went 1, 2, 3, 4 units down. So instead of going 4 units down, now I'll be going 2 units down, and then the third point, join it here. So finally, this is your new triangle, and we can label the new triangle E. Okay, so you have to find out the midpoint of the line joining the center and a corner of the triangle, and then find the midpoint of all 3 of them and join them. Or you can find out the midpoint of one of the projection lines, but you have to only find out the midpoint between the center and the corner of the triangle or vertex of the triangle. After you found that, look at the scale factor, it's half. So if the triangle had one of its length as 2, that length here in the new triangle is going to be 1. Then the second length was 4, so in the new triangle it's 2, and then you can join the two ends and you will get your enlarged triangle. Next question. Here is a biased 5-sided spinner. When the spinner is spun, it can land on red, blue, green, brown, or yellow. Right? When the spinner is spun once, the probability that the spinner lands on brown is 0.06 more than the probability it lands on yellow. Janine spins the spinner 150 times. Work out an estimate for the number of the times the spinner lands on yellow. So it's pretty straightforward. You're spinning the spinner 150 times. So you do 150 multiplied by the probability of yellow. So answer is going to be 15. Okay. Sometimes they don't give you these figures. Let's say this is not given to you. Okay. So if they don't give you this one, and you need to work it out. So when the spinner is spun once, the probability spinner lands on brown is 0.06 more than the probability it lands on yellow. In this case, if you want to work out what the probability of yellow is, you have to do brown minus 0.06. So which is 0.16 minus 0.06 will give you 0.1, which is the probability of yellow. So in these questions, you actually need to do the calculation based on the information given to you. Simple addition, subtraction. Okay, let's move on to question number 4. The table gives us information about the price of gold 1st February 2016 and 1st March 2016. Work out the percentage increase in the price of gold between 1st February to 1st March 2016. So we need to find out the percentage increase. So here, first we find out the change. In price. So you do 1236.50 minus 1126.50. We will get $110. Now, what is the percentage increase? So we take 110 divided by the price in February 2016 because that is my base price, and times the answer by 100. So you get 9.76%. Correct to 3 significant figures. 3 easy marks. Look at the second part of the question. The price of gold on 1st of February 2016 was $1126.50. The price of gold increased by 19% from 1st February to 2016 to 1st July 2016. Work out the price of 1 ounce of gold on 1st July 2016. Give your answer correct to the nearest dollars. So you can see I've already worked out the answer here. This is a straightforward percentage question. 19% increase means 100 plus 19, which is 119%. As a decimal, it's 1.19. So it says work out the price of 1 ounce of gold in 1st of July. The information given to me was the price of 1 ounce of gold increased by 19% from February to July. So if we know the February price, we're looking for the July price. All we do is multiply 1126.50 by 1.19, which will give you 1340.535, to the nearest dollar, it will be $1,341.